Hey, so we're discussing mill rates, and mill rates are pretty straightforward, but I think a lot of people are probably somewhat confused. Like if you have a town like Stonington that has a base mill rate, and maybe the borough has an additional mill rate, what's that all about? Why would you have an additional mill rate?
Well, separate entity like the Stonington Borough might have different services, kind of similar to a Groton Long Point, where they have a different association there. I just think on the surface, it's a pretty boring topic. It's pretty dry, man. Most people
Yeah, it is.
mill rates, just get it done. I don't care. I mean, so why do people care? Why should they care?
Because a mill rate is directly proportional to your taxes that you pay, right? So you've got this grand list of expenses that the town has, whether it's the, paying for, schools, roads, bridges, cleanup, personnel. In order to pay those things, they need to get that money from somewhere. So they get it by assessing your real estate, 70% of the appraised value. And then for every $1,000 in an assessment, it's roughly $1 in taxes.
Okay, so we understand that. My question to you is, personally, most people that are out there buying right now, are they factoring this into their decisions as to whether to purchase in a certain area or not?
No, and that's a problem. So, for example, they may go get pre-qualified by a lender, and that lender will say, "Okay, you can. Here's your loaded gun. You can buy a property for 300,000." Well, they may go to the town of Norwich, where the mill is much higher, and find a property that's 300,000. And now they find out when they go to close on that loan, they can't, because the taxes were so darn high. It makes them so they don't qualify. Whereas if they were in the town like Lisbon or Preston, which has a much lower mill rate, then they're right in line. They could in fact purchase a lot more real estate than even the 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
So it varies. It differs from town to town.
So even if people find this topic dry and boring and everything like that, I think the whole point of this conversation is to point out to them that, hey, look, this is one more thing you can factor in that can save you a lot of dollars and cents on an annual basis.
Yeah, it's really about having discretionary income, and discretionary income, hitting it, either having it or not having it, is oftentimes directly correlated to how much taxes you're paying.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's misleading too, because you can look at a town like Stonington, that base rate's 23, and you look at Norwich and it's over 50, a little over 50. So right. Kind of misleading, but at the same time, it relates to the value of the real estate, and they sometimes have an inverse relationship. But again, it doesn't sound sexy, but at the same time, it can really add up to dollars and cents you save every year.
You can, and I would check that mill rate on Norwich. I think it's more in the 40 range, but it's high regardless. Mm-hmm. And I think you do have to look at your services that are rendered. You may be in an area that has its own police department, its own fire department, and because of that, you may have an insurance, premium that's lower. So, it's going to be offset. But it's a great topic. Yeah, it's boring, but we have to talk about it because all things real estate, baby.
No, I get it. And I think this all ties into an advisory approach that we keep talking about. So I think we just stay on that message and just keep adding new elements to this discussion.
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later.
Thank you.